We are in the final month for the Washington Nationals in 2025. And let me just say this, I'm so grateful for it. But we still have a month of baseball left, and there are still plenty of things to watch for.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And we are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. And later on in today's program, we'll be getting into a couple of different things here, but also the Nationals have recalled Nasim Nunez, and they are having Andrew Alvarez, a late round pick just a few years ago. He will be making his debut tonight and has put up some really good numbers in AAA. And again, if you want to hear a full, more detailed breakdown on him, stay tuned today, but also check out last week's episode. Talked about this on Thursday. But we start off in the second segment today. MacKenzie Gore. He is headed to the IL. The Nationals have made a roster move to replace him. For now, he will be out for about the next 2 weeks and possibly maybe even the season, although he did comment about when he expects to be back. So we'll discuss that. And also one of the Nationals' top prospects, Jarlin Susana, had a really tough injury that we'll jump into in that second segment. We start off discussing the second half Nationals in the month of September. It's almost over. But just because it's almost over does not mean there's much happening right now. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, and football season is literally around the corner. So visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now. So the national season is just 1 month away from being over. And I'm not going to lie, I love baseball. I love the Washington Nationals, but thank you. This season for the Nationals has probably been my least favorite watch. What has there been to watch for at this point? What can we say about the Nationals at this point? James Wood is awesome. MacKenzie Gore is really good. CJ Abrams is really good. We've known that, though. Let's be honest. We knew that James Wood was going to be a star of a player since the middle of last year when he made his debut. We knew that CJ Abrams would take another step up after being an all-star in 2024. We knew that MacKenzie Gore would take another step up after being a stud in 2024 as well. Outside of that, though, this has been the worst Nationals team in my lifetime. There is a real opportunity here for the Nationals to lose 100 games. After going 71-91 in 2023 and in 2024, I thought the Nationals, in fact, would win probably 78 games. That is about where I had them at. They are not going to win 78 games, and they would be lucky if they won 70 games at this point. Very lucky, I might add. Because this month of September, there is a lot of hard teams there. You've got the Miami Marlins at home, who just took 2 of 3 against New York Mets on the road. You've got them starting today at 135. Then you go to Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs, and then you're back down at Miami. Then you play the Pirates, kind of easy there. And then it's at home against the Braves, who have been a real hot, streaky team. And then it's against the New York Mets, who will be fighting for a wild card spot. And then it's the Braves again. And then you end up with the Chicago White Sox. But guys, there is no way that this month of September can change how I feel about this Nationals team. Even if they win the next, 23, 24, 25 games, nothing will change the disappointment that I have had for this team. Nothing. This has been the most disappointing Washington Nationals team probably since 2013. When everyone picked them to win the World Series, everyone thought they'd be an easy shoe-in playoff team after being the best team in Major League Baseball in 2012, and they fell short of expectations and missed the playoffs as a whole. This team didn't even have playoff expectations. There were some rumblings where we could see a clear path for it. But now, as we know, this team has again been the most disappointing Nationals team of my lifetime. I have watched this team since year one. I have seen all the failures in the past. I have climbed the mountaintop with Mike Rizzo and Davey Martinez. I have fallen off the mountaintop with Davey Martinez and Mike Rizzo. This team is the most frustrating team I have ever watched in my life. Again, this season could not have ended quicker. And we still have a month. And yes, as we said, there are still some things to care about. My number one care right now is Brady House. I want to see what Brady House can do. Number one with him. We all know that with House, there's a lot of different things at play here. Number one, Brady House has not been very consistent. He has not been able to hit the fastballs. He's going the other way a lot, which in my mind is a good sign for what is a good hitter. But we all know that this is a little bit of a slight concern for some people. You want to see the results. Luckily, we did see that this past week, and he had a couple of big hits in there and looked the part to be the future of the Nationals' third base position. But I want to see this Nationals team fight, and I want to see Brady House play each and every single day. We have seen Paul DeJong plenty of times playing over at third base. He is not the future. I feel as if Miguel Cairo kind of realizes that at this point, and I expect Brady House to be in the lineup each and every single day. It's the month of September after all. If your team is not fighting for a wild card spot, which this team is not, you're the third worst team in all of baseball at this point, then you've got nothing to play for. The only thing that you are playing for is to give your younger guys opportunities. And if you are not a part of this future, see Paul DeJong, Josh Bell most likely, guys like that, out of the way respectfully. I need to see what these young kids can do. And with that in mind, not just Brady House, but also Dylan Cruz. I think Dylan Cruz, again, the struggles have been really apparent, but we have noticed the team playing better with him in the lineup. That goes by the record. Their defense is better. And also just the team morale just seems completely flipped with him back in that lineup. So maybe Dylan Cruz is like this secret potion for this team. Or maybe they go 500 over the next month of September. Awesome if they do. Cool. But that doesn't really fix anything. Right now, all we have to care about is what goes on with these young kids. And what can they do up in the majors? Do we want to see Nasim Nunez get opportunities? Sure. Let's start him over at second base. Let's have him fill in at shortstop. Let's have him play in the outfield for all I care. Do we want to see what Andrew Alvarez can do? Nice. Put him in the 5-man rotation, take MacKenzie Gore's spot, and then when Gore comes back, maybe stretch him out a little bit and have a 6-man rotation. Sounds good to me. But right now, the Nationals, again, I cannot reiterate this point more. I have never been so happy in my life to have this calendar hit September. Never been so happy in my life. This team has been a dreadful watch for everyone involved. During this 8-game losing streak, which, by the way, the Nationals have lost 8 straight games again, things need to change for this team. In rock bottom, by your own definition, this team has reached rock bottom a couple different times this season. Your rock bottom could be different from my rock bottom, and it could be different from your neighbor's rock bottom. This Nationals team has been so frustrating from game 1 all the way through game 130, whatever we're at now. One thing we can all agree on, though, is that this team is going to change, and things will change this offseason. Whether it's going to be for the better, but it's not going to be for the worse. I can tell you that right now. We will never have as frustrating as a season as we have had this year. And if we do, then shame on the decision makers, because things are going to have to change. And heading into September, I don't find myself sad that baseball is gone. Truly, I don't. I love baseball. Talk about it every day. But I find myself kind of exhausted from this season. And quite frankly, the Nationals, they have made a lot of fans check out, and I don't feel bad for them. So thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day. as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So a couple of Nationals pitchers were injured. We'll talk about MacKenzie Gore later on, but I got to talk about Jarlin Susana because the Nationals' #1 prospect. This was a big deal, and it was a really bad sight to see. And yes, kind of thinking worst case scenario here. We'll discuss Jarlin Susana's injury after this. Hey, Nats fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind and get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. And use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. And at first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally real. And real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. So don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers may vary and by location, so go to upside.com for terms and conditions. Now let's tell you about our friends over at FanDuel, and the NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure that you're ready for kickoff with a can't miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets across the app. And I love using FanDuel because FanDuel, it fits whatever game that you like to bet. Maybe that you think on Thursday night, or on Friday night rather, you expect Xavier Worthy to score the opening touchdown. You can do that. You can also bet the Commanders on the money line to win week 1 against the pesky New York Giants. It's quick, it's easy, and it adds a little fun and excitement to your Sunday football watching. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Again, visit FanDuel.com. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, if you have not done so already, look up Locked On Nationals on YouTube and hit that subscriber button, please. Let's get into Jarlin Susana. For those who may have missed it, Jarlin Susana exited the game with a really scary injury. And if you're concerned, I get it, because I'm also concerned about this. So for the people who have missed it, Jarlin Susana over the weekend, I believe on Saturday, he was 1 2/3 into the game, threw a fastball, and then went down on one knee a few moments after that fastball. After going again, 1 2/3 innings pitch, was down on one knee. And the sight that I hated to see was, number one, manager Delino DeShields was out there with them. The trainer was out there for the Harrisburg Senators. He got back up. He was kind of stretching his right arm up a little bit, and then later on made his way into the clubhouse. Right before going in the clubhouse, he slammed his glove down. Seemed to be in some pain there, obviously, but also just an unfortunate sight. But the Nationals have said that it is tricep soreness, but I'm not going to lie. How can you not be concerned? Again, this is the second injury for Jarlin Susana, of which he missed a good month plus of the season early on this season with some inflammation in his right arm. And right now, I'm not going to lie, I'm very concerned. I think with Mike DeBartolo in charge, the operations of kind of how injuries are disclosed, I think, are a little different than what Mike Rizzo was. I think Mike Rizzo kind of kept things a little closer in-house. I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing, but I do think that Mike DeBartolo is a little bit more transparent. So I would expect Susana to be up in DC, if he's not already here now, and getting an MRI, getting tested by the athletic trainers, and hopefully finding a result here, because how can you not be really concerned about this? The thing with Susana, and similar to Travis Sakura, who is the Nationals' top pitching prospect, Travis Sakura was put on the IL earlier this season with tricep soreness, in which what the team is what they called that. And then a few weeks later, it was announced that Travis Sikora would be getting Tommy John surgery. Now, these two things are not together. Like, I'm not just going to use that against the Nationals. But when you hear tricep soreness in general, it's scary because the tricep soreness kind of touched the UCL there. And again, everything kind of aligns with what you don't want to hear, which is Tommy John surgery. My first thought is this. I'm worried. I'm concerned. This is not the first time we have done this with Susana. I'm afraid that there is something wrong with that elbow in that right arm that may cause a serious setback for Jarlin Susana. And this would just be a total gut punch for the Nationals. You have already seen Travis Sikora, your top pitching prospect, a top 5 pitching prospect in baseball, in my opinion, get Tommy John surgery, and he'll probably be out all the way through next season. At the end of the year, with Susana pitching, if he now has to get Tommy John surgery, this would be a total punch in the gut for the Nationals organization, the Nationals fans, and there's nothing that could be done about this. I saw some people complain, though, and this is in the Nationals' defense here. They complained, why is Susana pitching right now? Well, number one, he was cleared from his injury. He was 100% as far as we know. So I think that argument is a little silly. You are going to get better by playing baseball. You have Jarlin Susana out there. If there are some underlying issues there with him, then okay, we can talk about that being malpractice. But that's not, in my opinion. He was 100% healthy. He was pitching great down the line. I'm not going to hold that against him. I think that's a silly argument. So for people who blame the Nationals, I guess that's for you, but that's not for me. My whole focus right now is that I am concerned. And if you do lose Jarlin Susana to, let's say he does have a serious surgery, then that is just, again, a total gut punch. But as of right now, it's tricep soreness. We'll see what happens in the following week. Maybe some rumors come out. Maybe he has to get a Tommy John surgery. Maybe it's just he has to rest for the next 2 months and hopefully goes into the offseason healthy. But man, would that be a complete blow to this team? Because again, your top 2 pitching prospects who are not just like, respectfully, Brad Lord. I love Brad Lord, but Brad Lord was a solid pitching prospect. These are 2 blue chip prospects now with Travis Sikora and Jarlin Susana. I hope that the Nationals can somehow, some way get by this with no serious injuries. So hoping for the best with Jarlin Susana. And again, stay up to date with Locked On Nationals. I'll have all the latest news and coverage surrounding the Nationals' top pitching prospect. But MacKenzie Gore is also headed to the 15-day IL with shoulder inflammation. And the reason why I kind of put this on the back burner for now is it doesn't sound too serious. I mean, again, MacKenzie Gore has not had any injury issues whatsoever with the Nationals. Earlier on in his tenure in 2022, and we traded for him, we shut him down with a similar shoulder injury. But even then, if MacKenzie Gore was on a winning team there, he would have pitched for the Nationals in 2022. He has said as much. The Nationals have said as much. They just wanted to make him 100% healthy going into that offseason. Then 2023 was when he hit the ground running. Totally fine when that was the case. But right now with MacKenzie Gore, my injury, my risk, or whatever you want to say here, is very low. Again, I think that MacKenzie Gore, this is probably something he could have pitched through if the Nationals were kind of in the wild card race. There's no point in testing that thing out. This injury could lead to something a little bit more major. But as far as I know, and as far as I have read and what MacKenzie Gore has said, this is a very, very minor injury, and I'd expect him to make a start this coming September. Because again, MacKenzie Gore said as much. He was like, yeah, like it's something minor, like kind of felt it during the game, but it was more so during the recovery process of making his past start. And he did say that he expects to pitch again sometime this month. He's on the 15-day IL. Maybe he gets a rehab start in AA Harrisburg, fills a spot for them, and then makes his way back to the Washington Nationals. Because, again, this seems pretty easy. Probably give him some rest for a few days, and skip some starts here and there. But I'm not going to worry about MacKenzie Gore at this point in time, because now you've got Andrew Alvarez. a former or still one of the Nationals prospects in the system. He makes his debut tonight, and he has some really good stuff. And again, the Nationals, they might have something here. Let's talk about Andrew Alvarez making his debut after this. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing. And with football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes all in less than 60 seconds. And I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and it's such a fun way to stay locked in for the season. It's quick, easy, and honestly my favorite way to follow along with football. And I love checking projections like Josh Allen for more or less than 270 passing yards or Saquon Barkley for more or less than 1 rushing touchdown. You can all play Prize Picks. And of course, when you do, download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, the Nationals have a debut today for, back in the day, a 12th round pick by the Washington Nationals at the University of San Luis Obispo. It's actually Cal Poly. My apologies there. But the 12th round pick in the 2021 MLB draft, Andrew Alvarez, is set to make his debut today. This was someone who actually won the minor league award for the Nationals Organizational Pitcher of the Year back in 2023, in which he had a stellar season across multiple different leagues, had a sub-3 ERA, again, dominating the high A level of Wilmington there, and has really looked the part ever since then. This season in AAA, Rochester's had a really good run here as of recent. Over his last 5 starts, we covered it. He has been the guy for the Rochester Red Wings as of late. And even then, what I love about Andrew Alvarez right now is that his walk rate is extremely low. And especially as of late, he has been pounding the strike zone. Andrew Alvarez does not have like this Brad Lore kind of lore around him. You know, like Brad Lord, when we kind of saw him dominate the rankings this past season, saw him climb from high A all the way up to AAA and was basically dominating at every single level, generating a ton of swings and misses and just looked the part to be a major leaguer. Andrew Alvarez kind of has that feel to him right now, but I don't think it's going to work out the way that it will and has for Brad Lord. Again, Andrew Alvarez is a solid prospect. I wanted to see him up in the majors, but the expectations for him should be a little bit lower. You should not be expecting like this Brad Lord turnaround from Andrew Alvarez. He's got the stuff for it, but I think at probably peak at Andrew Alvarez, this is going to be a really good bullpen piece. And again, that's just the peak for me. So in today's start, again, if the Nationals decide to run with him for the rest of the season, good. They should. Because again, this is just what it's about in the last month. I want to see what these younger guys can do. And again, with the rosters expanding from 26 to 28 in the month of September, you've called up Nasim Nunez, who, again, we'll talk about him later on in the show and what to expect. But right now, it's about Andrew Alvarez and getting his debut today against the Miami Marlins. This is going to be a fun watch. Again, he does not have some massive expectations on him, nor should he. Because let's be honest here. While he has been good in Rochester and he has pounded the zone, he probably does not have the stuff to be an everyday major league starter. And that's, again, I don't want to be mean to him because, again, making his debut today, really exciting for everyone in there. And I think that the Nationals, they're in a good spot and they're doing what's right. Giving someone an opportunity who probably wouldn't have been given opportunities considering that you do have some younger guys down there. And with that in mind, if he does have a good start today, then I think the Nationals will have themselves a very solid 6-man rotation over the next month. And if he can't do that, then work him back in the bullpen, have an opener paired with him, and kind of have him be that fireman out of the bullpen. But right now, this is a good thing. I need to see opportunities from guys and utilizing this extra roster spot by giving younger guys these opportunities to succeed. And by doing that, I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for Andrew Alvarez, but also Mike DeBartolo. Mike DeBartolo, in kind of a slept-on storyline for this second half and for the last month of September, he's kind of been going through this tryout process. He wants to be the GM for the Nationals. And honestly, probably the Nationals want him to be the GM here as well. So if Andrew Alvarez can come in and look good on Mike DeBartolo, it's a good thing. But if he looks bad, I don't think it hurts Mike DeBartolo in any way. But what he is doing with DeBartolo right now, this is the correct thing. Again, Mason Thompson was recalled from AAA Rochester. I've seen it with him. I'm good. Andrew Alvarez, though, this gets me excited. I get to see the younger guys, and we also get to see Nasim Nunez, who he's the aura farmer himself. And we'll see if he actually gets some at-bats down the stretch here. We kind of know what he is at this point, though. He's got to work on his offense, but his defense is elite. His base running is super elite. And again, just seems like a good clubhouse guy to have around, as all the teammates love him. There's a lot of energy surrounding Nasim Nunez. So always good to see him back with the Washington Nationals. But until then, you guys get to enjoy Andrew Alvarez's debut. And for a lot of you out there having the day off on a Labor Day, enjoy the day off. Have a good one. Go Nats.